Now, there's several ways Band in a Box can help you with your songwriting. In the last video, we took this melodic idea that I had and we used it to generate a piano part, and it sounds really nice. And I've been listening to it, and of course I can develop an arrangement around this, but let's say I decide that's not really the way I want to go. I want to try some different ideas, but I'm just not sure where I want to take this song. Well, I'm going to start by soloing this vocal out. I'm just going to mute the reverb, and I'm going to bounce it out so it's one long file, and let's just bounce it out to disk. And here I have my bounce folder open, so we should see it appear there, and there it is. And now I'm going to launch Band in a Box, and I'm going to use it for a couple of different functions to help me develop this idea. So first thing, as usual, I'm going to just set the tempo and the key, and we know that it's F minor. And I'm going to go to the audio edit window and drag it in, as we've done several times before, but I'm just going to start by doing that. I'll line it up, let's say, at bar 2. So first chorus, bar 2, bar 1, beat 1, okay. And before I generate the chords, I'm just going to set this to one chorus. I'm going to set it to like 60 bars. So I'm not really concerned with the form now, and I don't want to deal with repeats and first endings and second endings, that kind of thing. So with this, I'm going to now go to the wizard here, and I'm going to generate the MIDI to the soloist track here. I'm not sure if I'm going to need it or use it, but I'll have it converted to MIDI once I do this analysis, so it's there if I need it. So it's going to calculate the bar lines for me. We see there's that bar silence, and it's starting there, and it's going to calculate the chords. And let's look at the chord sheet. And it's got a variety of chords here, and this isn't the exact same section we've used in the past. That's why we're seeing some different chords. I'm not sure why it keeps assigning the root chord to E. It might be because the vocal is out of tune, but I'm just going to change these E's to F minor because I know that they're not E's, they're F minor. That's the key the original was sung in. And let's just go with that. And I've got some default style, whatever was the last chosen style that I used there. But let's start by just listening to that and seeing what it's going to give me. And here it's chirping some of the chords. Color me in, make me beautiful inside. Oh, I missed one of those. But all right, it's working and it sounds kind of nice. Let's continue along. 'Cause this is my lifeline, lifeline. I'm feeling high. Get it right this time. All right, so it's got some interesting chords that it's chosen, and the style, of course, is based on this style. But let's say I want to try some different substitute chords. Let me just change this to F minor again. I'm going to select the whole thing, go all the way to here. All right, there's another one, a couple I missed. Let me just change these real quick. And what I'm going to have Band in a Box do is generate some chord substitutions to try some alternate harmonies. So let's just select there. And now under the edit menu, I'm going to go under chords, auto-generate chord substitutions. Now I want pop, not jazz, or jazz and pop. I just want pop. We'll go either more chords or less chords, the percent of time that we want it to substitute, and we can choose between all subs, good subs, best subs. Let's leave it with that. And I'm going to enable subs that'll only fit the melody, and subs with each beat is fine. We might get some passing chords. And I can go whole song or part of song, and the part is based on the range that I selected. So I'm going to go, okay, do substitutions. And here it's changed 10 out of the 43 bars. And we can see here now some interesting movement. So I'm really curious to see what this is going to sound like. Let's generate and listen. Color me in, make me beautiful inside. 'Cause this is my lifeline, lifeline. I'm feeling high. Get it right this time, this time. Nice movement. Breathe your life. Oh, missed one of those chords. All right, so some of those per beat movements with bass notes are really interesting. So that's something we can elaborate on in the arrangement. And I see it's regenerated a couple of E's here instead of F's. That's fine. I can go in and change those. But some nice bass movement. And now I can experiment with some different styles. I mean, we're set with the key and the tempo, but maybe I'm really not sure and I want to try a country contemporary. Maybe that piano part I had last time wasn't so bad after all. Let's just audition some of these. All right, let's hear it like that kind of country rock style with these substitute chords. So you see how I'm developing the song using different tools, one for substitute chords, now for a different style. I don't know if that style will work with these substitute chords, but let's see. We might have some serendipity and come up with something interesting.
Make me beautiful inside, 'cause this is my lifeline, lifeline. I'm feeling high, get it right this time, this time.
Okay, I'm not crazy about those passing chords with this style, but we can try different things. Here, I've called up a different style, and it's an interesting version. And you know, maybe we might just like one or two elements from a style. For example, this one, I'm shift clicking to get multiple tracks. I like this guitar part.
Get it right this time, this time.
So I could possibly drag this into my DAW and build on that. Oh, I missed one of the F minors there. So we can take individual tracks, of course, from the different styles, but I want to show you another function, and I'm just going to get these all back into playback mode. Under Edit and then Chords, we have Auto-Generate Chord Reharmonization. And this brings up a different box. We can choose different styles. I'm going to choose this 16th note Phil C, probably Phil Collins. And what might be interesting about this is Phil Collins will probably be a slower tempo. So the fact that this is faster might be interesting, using elements from styles at a different tempo or designed or optimized to be used at a different tempo at this style. I did that a couple of videos ago with one of the ambient chill out grooves. I played it at a faster tempo. So you might get some serendipity there. So here, I'm just going to go whole song and I'm going to let it change everything. We can mix chords from major to minor. I don't want to change too much of that, but the number of variations. So here we can determine or set how much we want it to vary the chord progression. And we're in F minor, and that's the key I want to stick in. But let's go, okay, reharmonize now with a relatively conservative value for the reharmonization. And we're going to get a different style. It's prompting me about the melody track, but I'm not too concerned about that for now. So here, got some nice reharms and the different style, of course.
This is my lifeline,
very nice alternative approach to this.
I'm feeling high. Get it right this time, this time. Breathe your
really nice. So all kinds of ways of generating interesting variations. So I'm really liking this. I might want to try some other ones, but I want to save this in case I want to come back. And before I drag and drop it into my DAW, I want to try some different ones to see if there's anything I like better. And we'll just click here to prompt for the right name. And now let's try that same function under Chords, Auto-Generate Chord Reharmonization. So this is a fantastic tool for generating some reharms. Let's try something different here. Maybe overdrive guitar or Eagles. Let's try a nice Eagles type of style. And let's see what that gives us. Again, I'm not worried about the melody track. So there, it's reharmonized it again.
Color me in, make me beautiful
nice.
Inside. 'Cause this is my lifeline, lifeline.
Nice.
I'm feeling high. Get it right this time, this time.
Again, maybe I might like just some of the elements. Let's hear it with the guitar. So this is a great tool for experimenting. I'm not going to save this one. I don't like it as much. But let's go and try one more before I end off this video. I could spend 20 minutes going through these and just seeing what comes up. But let's go Eurotech 16ths and let's see what that gives us. And again, I'm not concerned with the melody track.
Color me in, make me beautiful inside. side.
Huh.
'Cause this is
Not
my
as good.
lifeline.
But you can see how we got a lot of really interesting variations here. All right, so I'm not too crazy about this version. So I'm going to end off by going under the File menu, and I'm going to revert to Saved. And there it's reverted back to the Phil Collins style that I had. So there are a lot of great tools here to take your initial idea and generate different reharmonization ideas and different arrangement ideas, all of which you can pick and choose elements from. We'll see you for more in the next video.